I wanted to make a little video of Beasley for you since you're asking about it. And if you still want to do like a final lesson, hey, like a final lesson like we did with Dipsy, that's totally fine. I'm just gonna make this for you just in case. Hey, wee, place. I know, I'm not paying any attention to you. Off. Why are you so awkward right now? Is it because there's mattresses on here? What Beasley wants, Beasley gets. Place. So, I've really been trying to play around with him, making sure that I'm balancing, both his playful puppyisms, motivation, things like that, to keep him happy and enthusiastic about his obedience, but also balancing that with establishing boundaries, rules, things like that, just to create that clarity. So using his markers to help him be successful, reward him, blah, blah, blah. I really use those markers when he gets into situations where he is kind of nervous or like unsure of triggers. So one thing that he does is he does that like, oh, that bugle thing when he sees people or dogs that he's like kind of caught him off guard. So when I take him up to something and he sees whatever that trigger is, I don't let him sit there and manifest feelings about it. As soon as he sees it and notices it, I will give him a marker. So if I'm using a clicker, I'll click. If I'm just using my verbal good, I will let him run back to me, and I'll make him chase my hands around. So, okay, good. Instead of just letting him have it, good. So just getting him playing with me and engaging with me and not worrying about those things. So I don't want him, if I let him sit there and stare at it, he gets himself worked up, he manifests feelings, he gets excited / alert barking at it. So if it's something where it's just, it happens so fast that he does that, I just tell him no, give him a little correction, and then move over to the rewarding things. So if he's like, and I'll say no, and then, okay, good, like then I can play with him, chase him, get him all rough towels, oh, I got my stuff. So that way it puts the value back on me and the engagement back on me and takes it away from whatever that trigger is. And I found that that's much easier to do than trying to fight with him when he gets vocal about those types of things. And then just rewarding things when you like them, building engagement. If he's struggling a little bit where he's just sniffing the ground or, trying to pull a little bit, I want to make sure that I'm rewarding appropriately, at least with those markers, so good or no, to help fix that behavior. And then paired with leash pressure, so the balance to the motivation is that leash pressure. So if I'm not paying attention, he still will pull ahead to the end of the leash. So when that happens, I just apply a little bit of leash pressure, move him back to where he's supposed to be, let's go, give him his command, and then anytime he starts to sit, he follows me. Anytime he starts to forge ahead, just applying that little back and up leash pressure, there's a kibble on the ground, until he, come on, let's go, fixes his position. Let's go. Good. So even if you don't have the, okay, playing with him, tapping into that puppy behavior that he has, he likes verbal praise, he likes to be fiddled with and played and scratched and all those things. You use that to your advantage, and that leash pressure is there to help when he isn't as interested in your motivation. So there has to be that balance of the two to show him you have to do that even if you're not really interested in what I have to offer. Definitely been working on establishing boundaries at thresholds since we don't want him running through doorways and things like that. So if he's walking with me and we come up to move up to a doorway. Not the bull, you're so fat. Sorry, I failed. I will say, wait, good. Wait. I want him, wait, but I don't want him rushing through those things. Good job. If we're coming up to a doorway and he crowds it a little bit, out, I'll use a little bit of spatial pressure to move him out and back, just so I can reclaim my space. I really think that's a big deal to him. He likes to jump and he likes to be rude. So you saying my space is important and moving him away through spatial pressure is going to be really vital. And you want to embellish that now so that he's more respectful as he gets older and he gets bigger and things like that. He's not rushing through doorways or jumping on you, or if you're on the sofa, like climbing up and licking you and stealing your food, things like that. You need to, right now, when he's little with the puppy and the sponge, you want to reclaim your space and make your area a very important thing for you, and he is only allowed to come into that space when you invite him to do so. So, if we are walking up to the door, we're going to go outside. Come on, little bees! Out! But it doesn't have to be like he flies away and runs away. It's just kind of moving backwards a little bit. That's all we want. Wait. Away. If he gets in the habit of when you say, okay, he runs through, I like to instead heel him through and then sit on the other side of the threshold. So let's go. Sit. Good. Let's see. Very nice. Let's go. No. Let's go. Sit. Good. Very nice. Okay. Just so there's not that anticipation of once you say okay, he runs, so he gets to go do what he wants. He is expecting a more methodical method of getting through the doorway. Right, buddy? Commands are all the same. Bees. Hi. Sir. Hi. Hello. Sit. Good boy. Down. Good. Place. Oh yeah. Down. On your place. All the way. Good. Beasley, come. Sit. Very nice. And then I don't think I did this as much with Dempsey, but out. Good. Good boy. Remember, we only give the command one time. So it's not sit, 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 it's sit, no, sit until he does it. If he doesn't do it when we say no, we'll apply either leash pressure or e-collar. Hey! Thank you. Or e-collar pressure. The e-collar is, nope, that's fine, is a backup to the command. So if we say, Beasley, come, if he doesn't feel like it, no, cut at the cuff thumb, we apply the pressure. And as soon as he commits to the behavior, whatever that is, good, release the button, release the stem, reward. And it doesn't have to be food every time. Sometimes it could be like, okay, yay, playtime, belly rubs, all that good stuff. You still my leash. Anything like that. I'm having your brain music, I forgot where I was going with that. Hi. Just make sure that you said that, doesn't help me. Make sure that you follow through with what you're asking him to do. Very, very important. Again, commands only given one time. We want to make sure that when we are giving direction, we're clear with what we're asking. So, if you're talking to him, that's fine. You can say whatever you want to. But when you're giving him direction, we want to make sure we're using words that he knows. Otherwise, what you have to say becomes white noise. So it's not, hey buddy, come here. Sometimes he listens to that, but sometimes if you notice that he's not paying attention because he's blowing you off, it might be helpful to say, Beasley, come. Click. Those are words that he knows, they have value. Oh, my goodness, good job. Okay. As far as levels go, it really depends on the situation. I don't remember if I did a problem with Dempsey, but I didn't really do a problem with him. He's responded really well to the leash pressure from the slip lead, and then this one, the e-collar. Sometimes he's a 4 or 5 or a 6, and sometimes he goes a little bit higher. Really what matters is use the level that he responds to. So if he's responding to a 4 or 5 or 6, that's great. If he's not, then just go until he does. Remember that we shouldn't be able to tell that he feels it other than he's responding, so no like head jolting or yelping or anything like that. Bees, out! Good man! Don't steal food. She's a good boy. Okay. He's not a huge fan of his place command. That's something we've really been struggling with. I've been using the back tie just to have that reinforcement of you have to stay on there, and me coming to you isn't going to be your reward. So what I mean by that is if he comes off of his place, ultimately because he wants to come over and get off of his place. So me using spatial pressure to put him back on is sort of giving him what he wants. So having him on some sort of a back tie with the regular leash, when I say no place, it has, it has a little good boy. It has a little bit of that has value without you having to present yourself, without you having to move towards him and give him what he wants. Sorry, I can't talk. Okay. I know, you didn't want to be on there, huh? You didn't want to be on there. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, so again, if you want to get together for a lesson together, that's totally fine. I'm sure I'm repeating myself because I'm probably gonna write this in the email instead of just sending you a random video. So yeah, that's it. Right, buddy?